Right now.
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 Because it's time to right now.
Right now.
Right now. Welcome to our 56th meeting of the Right Now Writers Group as we talk about and maybe get some writing done today. Welcome. This is our weekly writers group where we just come together with writers in the community and we kind of see what is on our mind, how is everyone feeling, and we try to push ourselves to either talk about writing or maybe get some writing done. Same time, same place. Y'all know me, Kaufman, fantasy author, trying to finish The Last Scarecrow, my novel, and continuing to be at a very exciting part today. I'm at a very exciting part. So I'm eager to push into it. We'll probably do some more writing sprints today, and we'll also have some conversations as well. I'll pass it over to, I was like, no, wrong side of the screen. I'll pass it over to my friends over here. You guys can, what are you guys working on today?
I'm working on the second Storm book, hoping to get, maybe I'll get done through half of the fourth section before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the end of this week I'll finish section 4 if I'm lucky.
Yeah, like if you're lucky. But it sounds like you've been making some good progress as well, though.
I have, and then I ended up in the hospital this week, so that killed 2 days worth of writing. So,
I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. But I think that is a very viable excuse for not writing. If you're like, well, I decided to take a break and I stared at the wall for 2 days and then I didn't write. That'd be a little different. I watched grass grow for 2 days.
I watched the grass grow. Then I took it all down with the flamethrower.
There you go. Then I realized it was all in my character's head. Oh man. Well, I hope everything's well, and I'm glad to have you here. Glad that you're able to join us.
It was just a kidney stone, nothing major.
Oof.
But whoever says kidney stones are not that bad, never had one.
Yeah, no, those are
kidney stones are painful.
Terrible.
I've been very close to having one before, and I've had family who have, and that is not fun. You must be happy to be on the other side of it.
Pretty much.
So does this mean now that one of your characters in your book's going to have a kidney stone?
My character, let's see, I have Adrian going through alcohol withdrawal. Mm-hmm. Bradley's constantly doping himself up. So yeah, I'm assuming a kidney stone would be the least of someone's problems.
between a war by alien species and some addiction problems. That makes sense. Oh man, well that is awesome, Calvin, that you're back here and that you're well now. Glad to have you here. So what are you working on, Dan?
So I'm working on another fan fiction, but I'm going a different direction with it. I don't really know exactly where I got the idea, but I'm doing a self-insert fan fiction for once instead of an original character. And for those who don't know what that is, that means I'm taking myself and I'm putting myself into the story directly. Not like an isekai kind of thing, but as in like, what if I were born in this world sort of thing. I'm doing it as a kind of a mental health thing. My character is going through either similar or parallel versions of what's happened through my life. And it's supposed to help me as kind of a therapy thing. Kind of help me figure out, hey, what if this happened to Soren that didn't happen to me? And how do they deal with it? What happens to them? That kind of thing.
Well, I think that's really powerful. I think understanding our goal and reason for writing, whether it's for a specific project or entire goal, I think it just adds so much more clarity, right? And I think understanding and knowing what our goal is, it's like, I feel like it's something that we know about. We know like, okay, we need to know why we're writing. But I think talking about it and being able to connect that with whatever the strategy is to achieve that, whatever that it looks like, is very important.
Yeah, and just for reference, everyone in this community, everyone who's been in this community for at least a little while knows that I tend to write like crazy. My word count is apparently legendary, I guess. Well, I have done 4,000 words or 40,000 words in 5 days.
Mhm.
So that is about 5,000 words a day. And I've been getting closer to like 6,000 in all honesty.
Mhm.
So that's compared to my usual 1,000 a day.
And I think that's really good. I think I think all writers, or maybe not all, but I feel like most writers go through these periods of time where they're feeling a high amount of creative energy. And I think what that looks like is different for everybody. But I think when you're feeling it, you just keep running with it as long as you can, right? For whatever story you're wanting to tell.
Yep. And I will also be posting these fan fictions eventually. I'll share the link in the
Hmm.
Discord after I'm
Hmm.
done. Um I've got the first couple stories done,
Hmm.
but the one I'm writing right now is kind of the most difficult part of what happened in my life. So that
Hmm.
one's going to take me a while.
Very understandable. And by the way, Mel, Stephanie, welcome, welcome, my friends. What are you guys working on today? Would love to hear. Calvin, have you ever felt like that, like a creative like explosion of energy before as
Oh,
well?
always. I mean, I've had times where it's like I've been writing and it feels like I go on a bender for days.
Yeah, I feel like when I was younger, I used to do these like 24-hour writing sessions. I feel like I want to do it again, but I can't find where I'm not where I'm able to set aside a full day to just be able to write. I feel like I want to more than anything one of these days. Mm. But I think it's interesting because then we're powering through with that creative energy, and then what I always see with people when they lose motivation is to try to figure out how to recapture that creative energy that they felt during a peak. Mindset shifts are difficult. Mindset
Yeah.
shifts are definitely very difficult. Um,
Maybe one thing that might help, and this is just based off my own recent experience, is
mhm.
try putting yourself or your emotions into the story rather than just work with a specific kind of character. Just go with an emotion you're dealing with.
Mhm.
Maybe that'll jumpstart it.
Mm.
It's kind of what happened with me when I started researching what a self insert exactly was,
Mhm.
and then it's like, oh, some people actually use this therapy. Well, I just had a therapy session. We had a good talk, and I'm gonna go with this. And well, here I am, nearly 40,000 words later. So
I think what's interesting that I'm hearing still is that it's trying out a different style or a different like writing style process and then finding a
it's
lot of
not
success
really
with it.
just the writing style. I mean, I'm used to working with original character fan fictions. I don't really
Mhm.
work only with canon characters.
Mhm.
To me, it's more of just simply putting more of myself into the story. The reason I've done so well with the fanfic rewrite that I'm doing,
Mhm.
Osa is actually a part of myself. All the other
Mhm.
characters really aren't, but
Mhm.
Osa is an original character that I did. That was the first one I did last year.
Mhm.
He's basically my anxiety personified.
Hmm.
I seem to do better with characters that actually have like legitimate pieces of myself.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is I've asked myself because I've written stories where I've done that same thing. I've asked myself with Scarecrow if there's any characters that are personifications of people, and I think it's the first story that I've worked on where it's I haven't chosen people specifically that I
Hmm.
personify any of the characters. I chose character types. So I've chosen character types and then ask myself how can I do better or different variations that I feel like I could do as compared to basing the model off of somebody that I know or myself. Now, of course, characters are going to have elements of me, right? Like Scarecrow, I'm sure there's like piece of my beliefs and my values, and like that's obvious. But in terms of like starting with someone, like just interesting, it really is. Um, Stephanie, that's awesome. By the way, you said working on the final drafts of the first and second books of your trilogy, and just going through and seeing what I can cut. Yeah. Trust me, I feel the work and the pain there, my friend. I am same place, working on the second draft of Scarecrow, And just wait till I have to figure out how to cut out the 30,000 words that I've added during this. So, oh man. And on that note, let's get a little bit of writing in. I need to get motivated, and as all y'all know, I got to push myself with Scarecrow. So let's focus ourselves. We're going to do an easy first sprint. I know for me, it makes it a little easier to do a little order and kind of get ourselves into the writing mindset. So we'll start off with a first easy writing sprint, 30 minutes on the clock, and we'll come back, stick around for the chat some more and see how we're all doing. You guys know the drill. I got the stuff all set up. We're going to do 30 minutes on the clock. I will cue up the music and let's do it. So whether you're brainstorming, writing, editing, revising, branding, doing some mental health work, or anything in between, come join us because it's time to write now. All right. So, how did that writing sprint treat you? Were you able to make any progress that time?
Yeah, about 1,000 words or so, and kind of going through a sort of a character introduction scene, which I think I actually have done pretty well.
You said which went pretty well.
Yeah, it's one of those where it has like 6 different characters all at once for like
Mm-hmm.
5 paragraphs.
Mm-hmm.
Those are always kind of tricky, I think. I mean, I'm used to dealing with a lot of characters, but still trying to actually, organize them all just, eh.
Oh man. Well, at least you're making some solid progress. You're continuing on your writing sprint spree that you've been on the past couple of days. It sounds like.
Yeah, I actually started this fan fiction on Friday.
Okay.
Saturdays when it started picking up. And then since Sunday, yeah, no, I've done literally nothing but write. I think I've stopped to eat and sleep, and that's about it.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. Are you almost done with it?
Oh god, no. I just no, it's not even close. It's a series. It's
Mhm,
a multi-story series.
mhm,
I have the first 3 stories done.
mhm,
I'm actually going to start posting those in the next couple of days, and then I'll probably post a
mhm,
link in the Discord.
mm,
But this story is going to take me a little time. Because, like I said
mm.
before, these are based off events of my own life. Well, this is the equivalent of my high school year, so this is going to take a while.
Well, one step at a time. For those of you here in the chat, how did that writing sprint treat you? Hopefully, you're able to make a little bit of progress. I know I saw you hop in during it. You know what? Just trying to see what type of writing we can get bit by bit, hopefully, step by step. How did that writing sprint treat me? You know, it's interesting. I am a oh, man. I I'm in the middle of this crazy scene, and I'm pretty happy with what I've written so far for the crazy Coliseum scene. Um, I keep oh man, I keep feeling a little sleepy though. I think I need more coffee, and it's not from the writing. I just feel sleepy. Oh my
It's just one of
goodness.
those days.
Oh man, I know. Oh, but what are you gonna do? Um, yeah, I think I'm having one of those days where I'm just having trouble focusing as much as I want to be able to write. So I'm on the opposite end of you today.
Maybe I stole your mojo again.
Maybe you did. So what's your advice? Give me the what advice
Let's
to give myself?
see. If you feel like you can't focus on what you're writing right now, go back to a different chapter and see if, like, work through that one. Maybe like edit one chapter and just give yourself a break from the part that you're doing right now.
Mm,
Doesn't have to be something big. You don't have to do it, for like, 3 days or something, but give yourself, I don't know, 15 minutes and
mm,
go work on a different chapter. Let your brain reset from the scene you're on and
mm.
see if like when you come back to it, it makes any difference.
That'd be a really good strategy. Except I don't think my brain will let me go around in order. I like have to go in uh chronological order.
Well, that's when you tell
Yeah.
your brain, I'm the one in control. You need to listen to me. Thank you. Welcome.
I'll just start on the third draft of the book. That's what I could do. Oh man, I'll work on the second and third draft simultaneously.
That can be fun. Chaotic, but fun.
And then I'll just start the fourth draft. I'll just start doing drafts simultaneously. Like, what draft are you on? Well, I'm technically in the drafts 2, 3, 4, and 5, depending on what part of the book I'm at.
I mean, hey, if you have to do that to get your brain to actually work and not feel, like you're going out from it or something, do it.
Mhm,
I mean, the worst that happens is it takes you a little bit longer, but then you'd
mhm.
still be technically be making progress.
Yeah.
But you'd probably also keep yourself from like I don't want to say growing bored because that's not what I mean, but you'd probably keep
Mhm.
yourself from, burning out on it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a really, really good point. I was like, yeah, I mean, granted, I don't think I feel burnt out by the story at all. I was like, I don't feel burnt out. I'm actually excited about the story. I don't know why I feel so tired. Um,
Maybe you've been looking at a screen too long?
maybe that's it. I'm just looking at a screen all day. But you know what? You have some absolutely valuable wisdom. Just got to mix it up a little bit.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Mm-hmm. But whenever I don't feel like writing, I still force myself to write anyways.
Yeah, same here.
Mm-hmm. Man. Yeah. So, I mean, I think I'm also thinking about what I still have left as part of the current draft I'm working on. And I feel like I'm getting pretty close, relatively. I'm getting relatively close to the midpoint, which is another big chapter. It's interesting when you've been working on a part of the book for a while because I know I've been in this part, which is the Colosseum arc, um, for a little while actually. Because I want to say it uh, encapsulates about it's about 7 to 8 chapters. Is this story arc? And it's interesting when you've kind of been in it because it's like I know there's other parts of the story, but I feel like I'm like so like in it that I like don't even think about like the other story arcs, even though it's all part of the book itself. Do you feel like your stories end up having a lot of like smaller arcs in between?
Yeah, at least my longer works, which I guess is most of them. Sometimes I do feel kind of a like there's like a story B or even a story C within the story A kind of thing. It's not
Mm-hmm.
always bad. Sometimes I will admit it has gotten a little confusing because once I mixed up the characters,
Mm-hmm.
because there was one character that was involved in both stories,
Mm-hmm.
and I mixed them up for that like one moment. It was easy to fix, but I've had that a couple
Mm-hmm.
times.
Mm, that makes sense. One of the most annoying things if you like make a huge mistake in a draft and then you have to go back and fix it.
Ugh, that is just especially when it's something early in the story. And if it's something that affects everything else, it's just like, can I just toss this out?
Like I started it on page 1.
Oh god. Let's hope
Like,
nobody starts it on page 1.
like oh god, I gotta go change the thing that I started on page 2. Man, it happens to the best of us. Writer problems, right?
Ugh, that's Earth.
Oh man. All right. Well, so I think I'm going to take your advice and mix it up a little bit on my end somehow.
Hey, you gotta try something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and
Uh,
maybe it should help your brain reset at least a little bit.
mm-hmm.
Because I mean, at the very least, you're just letting your brain rest from constant work on one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So let's see. I think this time let's push ourselves into a 45-minute sprint and let's see what we got this time. You're on a roll, so I'm just trying to catch up on to you motivation wise today.
I'm glad I can help with that.
All right, my friends, let's hop into another writing sprint. We're going to try to keep the vibe going, catch up to soul, and see what words we can get in today. So let's hop back into it. As y'all can see, 45 minutes on the clock. We hopefully got into it. Hopefully you were able to get into it with the first sprint. And the second one, we will power through. Kaufman will power through. And if there's a will, there's a way. So let's, I'm all ready. Whether you're brainstorming, writing, editing, revising, it's all part of the jam. Let's do it. And let's write now. All right, so and are back. Wow, how did that writing sprint treat you?
Finished an entire chapter and a good portion of the beginning of the next one.
I actually did end up taking your advice, but for a completely different piece of advice.
All right.
I took one of my first breaks from Scarecrow in a little while and journaled.
Well, okay then. Hopefully that helps.
It's very therapeutic. Oh man, no, I feel definitely still really sleepy, but a little better right now. Does like I probably just needed a pattern interrupt, but thank you. I was like, clearly today is a good day for mental health.
Yep. Gotta agree with that.
Ah man, but it sounds like you're able to make a little bit of progress on your end, though, right?
Yeah, the chapter I'm writing now is gonna be interesting, but yeah, I think I'm making a little bit of progress.
Nice. If you're in the chat, how did you do? Were you getting any words in with a 45-minute sprint? I feel like hopefully we were able to get in some ideas, whether you're writing, editing, revising, or something in between. Definitely let us know. I definitely got some words in. I was surprised I didn't go straight back into Scarecrow. I give myself a breather for one sprint. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably just one of those days where I'm having like an off writing day. I like had even reviewed the first half of the chapter. And I was like, what's interesting is even though I'm having an off day, I was still able to add some good some good fixes to what I had been working
Hey, as
on.
long as you can get anything done, right?
I know. Even though I didn't like get accomplished what I wanted to, like I had still made progress, which you're absolutely right. All progress is good progress.
Yep.
Nice, Emily. You're writing a lot of words. Nice. You must be on that same like motivation train that Soul's on here, getting some solid progress today. So what a great way to be able to go through as we're halfway through the week, approaching the end of July and approaching hopefully the end of the next chapter. Like for one chapter. Nice. That's always a really nice feeling. It's a nice feeling when you finish up a sprint and you feel like you've able to make solid progress on whatever goal you had set, or maybe you didn't set a goal. You're like, okay, I'm just going to write and see what happens. I think that's also really rewarding as well. ML, like, yeah, dinner. ML, you needed the brain food to be able to prepare to get yourself back in the writing vibe. It totally happens to the best of us, my friend. Oh man. Well, I think that's what I got on my mind today. I think having a little bit of a writing off day. So that's probably where I'm gonna call it for today. So thanks for joining me today, as always.
Of
Providing
course, as
inspiration
always.
and the mojo.
Hopefully it helps. Hopefully my advice helps somebody. So I mean, clearly it seemed to help you a little bit. Hopefully somebody else gets some help from it too.
I'll be back tomorrow for another daily writing sprint, 3 p.m., 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern. I'll also be back on Saturday with the next story and critique show. Will be super cool. We'll be back next Wednesday with the next writers group, same time, same place, 4 Pacific, 5, 6, 7 p.m. Eastern. Soul's going to do some more writing on chat. So you've been getting some great turnouts for the Discord. Or your what was it? Right chat.
Yep, for the right chat. Last week, this past Saturday, let's see, I think had 6 people total that showed up.
Nice.
Maybe like
I
5
think
or
everyone.
6. So.
I think everyone trailed over after the critique stream.
Yeah, that makes
I think
sense.
you did it right after the critique stream. I think everyone
I
was just
usually
in a really
start
good
at
writing.
6, but people usually start trickling in about 6:30. So
That makes
yeah,
sense.
about
People like
after the
step
critique.
away. That totally makes sense. And I think clear there's like I think there's a decent number of writers who want to write on Saturday nights, which is super cool.
Oh yeah, and hey, anybody who hasn't joined yet, more than welcome to come join.
All right, my friends, thank you all for joining us today. That is all that I got for you. I'm Kaufman,
And I'm Chat Soul,
and we'll catch you on the next stream. Take care, friends. Stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers. It's time to write
Right now.
Sorry.
Right now, not right now, but right now. Read now, right now.